Welcome back to the program. Previously on First Issues, we discussed texts with the stakeholders from the Botswana Unified Revenue Service, BERS, as regards the new tax amendments that the former Minister of Finance and Economic Development, Dr. Thapelo Matseka, announced at the 2021-2022 budget speech. Our intended objective on that episode was to bring clarity on some issues we identified from various ongoing conversations, debates, and opinions by Botswana on various social media platforms. Our conversation continues this evening with Acting Commissioner General at BERS, Sekgolo Lekau, following the revelation that the tax collecting agency will now be tasked with implementing the Tax Amnesty portfolio, which will see tax arrears forgiven, of course with conditions. Just to contextualize this, as at the 2016-2017 financial year, BERS was owed over 2.5 billion pula in taxes. On this backdrop, perhaps it would be necessary to find out from the Acting Commissioner General just exactly what necessitated that much owed taxes be forgiven. Let us talk about what necessitated the introduction of Tax Amnesty.
We have new tax platforms. If you recall, in May last year, we introduced a new tax management system. If you recall, SIPA also has been re-registering companies. And as a result, we basically are now harmonizing, these systems. And in the process, we are also trying now to do a cleanup and reset ourselves for the future. We have also changed our tax numbers. We have abandoned the old tax numbers that are quite complicated. We are now using Oman, which we want to believe it will be a lot easier now for Botswana to come and inquire about their tax status. But above all, we also want to believe that as BRS, we did inherit a lot of tax arrears from the erstwhile departments. As you know, BRS was made up of the Department of Income Tax and Customs. And what we are basically saying is that we inherited some tax arrears dating back to those departments. And therefore, we want to believe that it is something that maybe we need to take a step back and, ensure that we can, deal, with those long outstanding arrears. Tax amnesty is nothing but the forgiveness of your old, of the taxes that you owe or your tax liability for something in return. And in this instance, what the minister has made clear is that in return for you paying your principal tax, the penalties and interest will be forgiven. So what we have in our system are huge balances for penalties and interest. And, the principal tax is quite small. Like I indicated earlier, when you don't pay your tax bill on time, interest accumulate on a monthly basis, and it's compound at 1.5 for income tax. And therefore, over a period of time, that becomes, a huge amount. And there's nothing that basically stops it from growing. And therefore, really, we are saying that, some of the tax, debt is quite huge and is growing. And therefore, that was the decision. But we want to believe that once we have done this amnesty and given the new systems that we have, we should be in a position to journey now with taxpayers because we have got more robust platforms in terms of, taxpayer outreach. The email is there, your cell phone numbers will be integrated into the tax system. So we'll be able to send you, SMSs and, so really, we want to believe that with the new tax system, given the technological advances that have been made, we should be able to journey with each and every Botswana going forward.
Under what circumstances is one eligible for tax amnesty?
Well, the minister has just indicated that, look, Botswana that are in arrears with the tax administration should come forward, pay their principal tax, and get their interest penalties forgiven. But I would want to say that there will be rules really that will be published, some statutory instrument that will basically define the ground. But for now, what I can only say is that this is open to both individuals and corporates across VAT and income tax. So I would really urge Botswana to ensure that when the amnesty kicks in as at the 1st of July, they are ready to pay their principal and be forgiven for the interest penalties. Yes, because going forward, this will not be repeated, and certainly the outreach structure that we are going to be putting in place will ensure that stern action is taken against the defaulters.
I don't know if you'll be able to answer this one, but what is the procedure for acquiring this forgiveness?
This is going to be an interactive process, in the sense that whilst we will be sending out statements, we would also be expecting Botswana to come forward and make their payments, and upon the making of the payments, we will then be in a position to wipe off their interest and penalties. So this is really a cleaning exercise, and it will be engaged with the taxpayers. But what we are also saying is that, look, we have platforms that we are going to be using, like our call center, where you can call and maybe inquire if you haven't received your statement, or if you want us to update you. You can call in, and then we can send you the statement, and you can look at it, and if you've got the money, you come and pay quickly, and then we will do the needful, and we'll also give you the feedback. And we are hoping that this will be done remotely, given that we have a new tax management system that is oriented towards doing business with BRS remotely without having to come to the office. Yeah, even in terms of payments, our payment platforms are sitting with the banks, with all the banks. So really, we are saying to Botswana, don't come to BRS, just go to your bank or use your cell phone banking, online services, and pay your dues. We will then send you a notification accordingly.
In Africa, help is what we do. That is why we at FNB are relentlessly driven to provide real help to you, the passionate and courageous, the creators and the optimists. These are the entrepreneurs we support, the communities we uplift. It is because of you that real help is what we do. FNB, how can we help you?
program was brought to you in association with First National Bank of Botswana.
FNB, how can we help you?